Okay, so this is question 8b from the 23 MAV. I've got the velocity function, I've got the acceleration function, and now I wish to do the dot product of each of them. And I need to make it equal to -1/2. So it's this times this, so negative sine of t cos of t plus sine of 2t minus 1 times 2 cos of 2t. And if I was to multiply everything by -2, multiply everything by -2, that would give me a 1 equals 2 sine of t cos of t plus 2 times 2, 4, but minus 4 sine of, cos of 2t sine of 2t minus 1. If I make that 0 and try and get some factorization happening, 2 sine of cos t is sine of 2t minus 1, minus 4 times the cos of 2t sine of 2t minus 1. I can see a common factor of sine of 2t minus 1. So 0 equals the sine of 2t minus 1, 1 minus 4 cos of 2t. And the null factor laws tells me that the sine of 2t minus 1 equals 0. Therefore, the sine of 2t equals 1. And that will occur when the angle is 0 or pi or 2 pi or 3 pi. But that's 2t. So t will equal 0, pi on 4 or pi. And since I'm looking for the first time at which the acceleration is equal to -1/2, that dot product, my first time is going to be pi on 4. Or the second part of the answer is 1 minus 4 cos of 2t equals 0, which means the cos of 2t equals 1/4. So if I'm looking at an angle that equals 1/4, I'm looking at 2t equaling the inverse cosine of 1/4, which means t equals 1/2 the inverse cosine of 1/4. And 1/4 is positive, so all stations to Kourou. The first time that's going to happen is in the first quadrant, which is this answer. The second time that happens is 2 pi minus, but that will be a bigger answer. So it's either pi on 4 or it's 1/2 the inverse cosine of 1/4. And I need to work out which is smaller. Okay, so I know what this angle is. If I was to consider theta is equal to the inverse cosine of 1/4, and there it is there. Theta is the inverse cosine of 1/4. I know that the angle is bigger than 0 and less than pi on 2. Therefore, theta is bigger than 0 and less than pi on 2. Doesn't equal 0 because it's in the first quadrant, doesn't equal pi on 2, which means that theta on 2 must be bigger than 0 on 2, but less than pi on 4. And since t equals 1/2 the inverse cosine of 1/4, therefore this is the same as theta on 2, and that number has to be smaller than pi on 4. Therefore, the first time is t equals 1/2 inverse cosine of 1/4.